Hey everyone, and welcome to the AI Timeline channel. And if you like what you hear, please leave a like and subscribe. Today we're diving into a game that's got everyone talking.
Baldur's Gate 3.
You got it, Baldur's Gate 3. It's really taken the gaming world by storm, and we're here to break down exactly why it's resonating with so many players, especially those who love RPGs.
Yeah, for me, it's that it takes everything we love about classic RPGs and gives it this, fresh, modern feel.
Yeah, totally. For those who haven't jumped in yet, can you give us a quick rundown?
Absolutely. So Baldur's Gate 3, it's the third game in a pretty legendary series developed by Lorien Studios.
These guys are known for some really fantastic RPGs.
Right. And they've pulled a ton of inspiration from Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for this one, which really adds to that depth.
Yeah, the D&D influence is huge.
Yeah.
But what I think is really setting this game apart is the emphasis on player choice.
Oh, absolutely. They're
Right.
really leaning into choice-driven storytelling,
Yeah.
where every decision you make can have these huge ripple effects throughout the game.
Yeah, so it's not just like picking a dialogue option and seeing a slightly different cutscene. It's like your choices are actually shaping the world around you.
Exactly. Like one example that comes to mind is early on, you encounter a group of tiefling refugees who are fleeing persecution.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
You're faced with a tough decision, right? Do you offer them shelter in your camp knowing it could attract danger? Or do you turn them away, potentially condemning them to a grim fate?
That's heavy stuff.
And that's just one example. The consequences of your choices play out in so many ways. Like your companions might react differently to you. You might form different alliances.
Or even completely change the course of the main story.
Exactly. It makes you really think about every decision and adds a whole new layer of immersion.
It's that feeling of agency,
Mm-hmm.
that your choices actually matter, and that's what makes RPGs so compelling.
Absolutely. And what's really cool is that Baldur's Gate 3 manages to offer this incredible freedom while still staying true to the D&D 5e rule set.
So it's like playing D&D, but with even more flexibility.
You got it. Like, imagine you're trying to infiltrate a heavily guarded goblin camp. In a traditional D&D game, you might try to pick the lock, persuade the guards, maybe just try to fight your way in.
Those are all classic options.
But in Baldur's Gate 3, they've expanded those possibilities even further. You could use illusion magic to disguise yourself as a goblin. You could create a distraction to draw the guards away. You could even use your environment to your advantage, like collapsing a tunnel to create a secret entrance.
It really feels like the only limit is your own creativity.
Exactly. And that level of freedom is just enhanced by the incredible presentation of the game. The graphics are stunning.
I was blown away by how realistic and detailed everything looks. It's almost like you're watching a movie at times.
Yeah, the motion capture and the facial animations are so well done. It really adds to the emotional impact of the story, especially during those big dramatic cutscenes.
It's like you're right there in the thick of it, experiencing everything alongside your character.
And speaking of experiencing things together, did you know you can actually play Baldur's Gate 3 with friends?
Yeah, that's what I love about this game. It's not just a solitary experience. You can team up with your friends and go on this epic adventure together.
Yeah, it adds a whole new social dimension to the game. You can strategize together, coordinate your attacks in combat, and just see how your choices play out in this shared world.
And just imagine the fun you can have with your friend's choices. Like if your friend decides to romance a particular character, it could have these hilarious or even chaotic consequences for the whole party.
Oh, totally. I can see that leading to some really memorable moments.
So we've got this incredible freedom of choice, a deep and engaging story, stunning visuals, and the ability to play with friends. It's no wonder this game has become such a phenomenon.
And don't forget the replayability factor. With so many different character classes, branching storylines, and multiple endings, you could play Baldur's Gate 3 a dozen times and have a completely different experience each playthrough.
Yeah, one time you could be this noble paladin upholding justice, and the next you could be a sneaky rogue with a heart of gold, or maybe no heart at all.
Right, it really encourages you to experiment and explore all the different possibilities.
I think it's safe to say that Baldur's Gate 3 has raised the bar for RPGs. It's definitely pushing the boundaries of what's possible in terms of choice-driven storytelling and player freedom.
It'll be interesting to see how other developers respond and how this game influences the next generation of RPGs.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the impact of player choice to the amazing detail of the game world. I think we've given our listeners a good understanding of why Baldur's Gate 3 is such a captivating experience.
Absolutely. It's a game that truly respects the player's agency and invites them to create their own unique adventures.
And that leaves me with a question for all of you listening. If you had the power to shape the world around you, What choices would you make? Think about it, and maybe even give Baldur's Gate 3 a try yourself. And as always, thanks for tuning in to the AI Timeline channel. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next deep dive.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.